Yes, hello everybody. So Sandro Tonali's been in the news the last few days. Will he be banned for Newcastle United? So we're going to take a look at what's been going on the last 72 hours. Yes, hello everyone. I hope you're doing alright. So Sandro Tonali, it's a bit of a concern, isn't it? I'm just out with the dog at the minute. He's on the lead because there is a dog in front of us. We are just over by Swalwell, taking him for a walk. But Sandro Tonali, we're going to take a look at what's been said and what's been going on the last 48, 72 hours. We didn't rush to make a video. We didn't want to speculate. We didn't want to chase views or anything like that. We just thought, give it a couple of days, see what happens, and then talk a little bit about. Let's just chill for a little bit and let's see what the facts are and the uncertainties are. So it all began, of course, on Thursday. So the Italian Football Federation released this statement following Sandro Tonali and Aston Villa's Zaniolo release from the camp. It said, the Federation communicates that in the late afternoon today, the Turin Public Prosecutor's Office noted investigation documents to the players Sandro Tonali and Nicolo Zaniolo, currently in training with the national team at the Federal Technical Centre of Coverciancio. Regardless of the nature of the acts, believing that in this situation the two players are not in the necessary condition to face the commitments scheduled in the next few days, the Federation has decided to allow them to return to their clubs, even at protection of the same. So what do you make of that? So that statement by the Italian FA goes along the lines that the two players are not mentally prepared. They're in shock. Perhaps didn't see this coming. Of course, when the news broke out, you're thinking, oh, these two players have been involved in betting on football and what have you, because let's face it, Italian football has been rife the last 10, 20, even longer. You've only got to look at Juventus, funny enough, where the Turin prosecutors are looking at these two players, that they were demoted, if you remember, several years ago, when the likes of Gianluigi Buffon, look at that sun in the background, Bright, Alessandro Del Piero, all stayed in Serie B with them. And obviously they were back in the Italian league. We've seen it numerous of times. It's not uncommon in Italy, unfortunately, with betting bribes and so on. But what's interesting is that the Italian manager, Luciano Spalletti, has had his say on the two players who have been released from camp. Spalletti said there's always angst when you need to obtain results. It was different, and there's a lot of bitterness for what's happened. The whole team is close to them. We're very sorry. We'll continue to support them now that they're in the spotlight. It's right for justice to take its course. If something irregular has took place, then it'll be fair to pay for it. We'll try and help them defend themselves. And also Gianluigi Donnarumma, who Tonali only faced 10 days or so ago in the Champions League against PSG. He said, also, we are close to them on a human level. While in sporting terms, it is disappointing to lose two strong players who could have given us a hand. We will always be close to them, as the coach says. Now, it's clear that obviously the Italian camp and the squad and the management are quite clearly with the players until this investigation plays out. We could speculate to the cows go home. We could. What is it? Is it regular betting, or they're just part of a bigger fix? And what's interesting is that Juventus midfielder Nicolo Fagioli, he has been alleged that he's been involved in betting activity with unauthorised gambling platforms. He's actually handed himself in to the Italian authorities, hired lawyers, and is also cooperating with the investigation. So, an investigation into that and more statement on this about the Juventus midfielder goes on to say, as lawyers for Nicolo Fagioli, we can confirm that our client is facing the situation with a sense of responsibility, with the utmost transparency and collaboration with the sporting and civil justice authorities. And it's also rumoured, alleged that the Italian authorities have reported that between 10 to 12 players have been in this investigation or been looked at or been investigated in. Now, potential punishments for whatever this may be if Tonali is found guilty is a worldwide ban. That's the biggest punishment. And that will be absolutely crisis for Newcastle, considering we've just spent a massive sum of money which Milan couldn't turn down. And also that could be handed across the Premier League, despite him playing in Serie A. It'll also be handed across UEFA competitions, FIFA competitions, that the player could be banned for up to 3 years, which is quite incredible depending on the severity of this punishment or this investigation if Tonali is found guilty. Of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, and it sounds to me that the Italian camp are very much, the footballing squad anyways, are very much with the two players. Now, if he does cooperate and he is found guilty, that could be reduced to half. So it's worrying, like, because we don't know what it is yet, but look, we can speculate there is 1 or 2 online publications that they've had a game of poker and betted on poker. I don't know how much of that is true, casino games and what have you, but the rules are there. You've only got to look at Ivan Toney. If you're betting on football, look at Ivan Toney's punishment. One of our own players in our current squad also got banned, if you remember. Comment below if you remember. Look at the Newcastle squad. 1 player in our current first team were banned before joining Newcastle United because they were betting. So we'll have to wait and see how this pans out, but Newcastle United are yet to comment on this story. Tonali representatives are yet to comment. Never have Aston Villa with their own player. At the moment, he's allowed to play. He was only sent home from the Italian camp because Zaniolo and Sandro Tonali, their mind frame isn't quite there. They're shocked by it. So if that tells me that if they're shocked, then there's some innocence there. But look, as I say, we could speculate till the cows come home. But you will be available to play for Newcastle United on the next fixture against Crystal Palace. Eddie Howe, of course, will have to make that decision if his mind is ready for the game. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. But it's difficult news. It's negative news because, you know, he's had a stop-start his career. There's some journalists on his back. There's some Newcastle fans on his back, which I think is wrong. Because you've only just got to look at Anthony Gordon, how good he's doing at the minute. He needs 6 months. I think you've got to at least give Tonali at least a season. So, but there you go. That's the latest on the weekend. More will develop, I'm sure it will, but we just wanted to have a look at what everybody was saying. But we don't know what it is. So we'll have to wait and see. But drop us a like, everybody. Say as much what it's a day. Bye-bye.